may be June, but it's cold, wet and stormy, so there's only one place we could be: Scotland. And we're here to test the all-new Mazda CX-5. Their compact SUV is all new for this year. It's got a familiar but more stylish and dynamic look at the front, with these slick headlights and a wider, more aggressive grille, whilst the nose pokes out in a very sharkish manner. It's 30mm lower than the car it replaces and 15% stiffer, which really tells the story that Mazda is trying to make this a more driver-focused car whilst retaining its ride comfort. It's available in two trims, SEL and Sport Nav, and has 3 engines to choose from. Prices across the range have gone up by between £200 and £900, and the range now kicks off at £23,695. The boot's a little bit larger than before and now gets a powered tailgate. It offers 506 litres of capacity. It's got a big flat floor with some underfloor storage, but not too much at that. There's some levers here that will lower the back seats and a power socket on the right. There's also these little cubbies either side. In the back, the rear bench has been tilted back by 4 degrees to make it a more relaxing environment. Use this handle here and it will go back. It feels good in here. I've got decent leg knee room and loads of foot room. Headroom's pretty good, but I wouldn't want to be too much taller than 6 foot in here. There's a good sized door bin and a couple of air vents. In the middle, this fold down armrest has 2 cup holders, and then this slot which looks like a pen or perhaps iPad holder, and then a second compartment with USB charging points. Or in here in the sanctuary of the Mazda CX-5 against what's going on outside, the interior has been completely redesigned, so it's now much flatter than before rather than slab faced. The infotainment system, rather than being built in, is now sat on top and very akin with current models. Fits and finish in here feels of a high quality. The top is all very soft plastics, and then you get this leather finish in most other places. It's also got the contrasting stitching and then offset with chrome detailing. It's a really pleasant interior. The air vents have been redesigned and rather neat, and there's this nice wood finish trim inserts. The interior will be familiar to most people who know Mazda products, especially the ventilation controls. However, it gets nowhere near the interesting and innovative Peugeot 3008. We're testing the 2-litre petrol in Sport Nav, which costs £26,695 and comes as standard with a 6-speed manual gearbox. It gets the dual zone climate control, shortcut buttons over the steering wheel, DAB radio and Bluetooth. It also comes with black leather seats, which are very comfortable and pretty supportive around the midriff. These are electrically operated, as are the passenger seats, and offers decent range of adjustment, including tilt, which is always appreciated. It's also got electrically operated lumbar support. In the lowest seating position, I've got decent headroom, which is really good, and with a steering wheel that offers decent adjustment on reach and tilt. Probably some might want a little bit more reach on that, then most should be able to get comfortable in here. You get a high up driving position and visibility around pretty good. There's a big door bin to take a bottle of water and some other stuff, a deep tray ahead of the gear lever, 2 cup holders in the middle, and the storage bin under the armrest, which has a floating tray for your mobile phone because it's got the USB connectors, and then goes quite deep for other bits and bobs, whilst the glove box isn't bad and will take 3 small bottles of water. Also up here is a glasses holder. Mazda pitched this car between mainstream SUVs and upmarket SUVs, and it's probably about right and sits nicely in the middle, giving you an option to either up spec or down spec and save a little bit of money. So let's get this on the road and see what it's like to drive. The CX-5 lineup's pretty simple. There's one petrol engine to choose from, which comes with a 6-speed manual gearbox and only front-wheel drive. There are then 2 diesel versions from a 2.2 litre. Both diesel options come with a 6-speed manual gearbox as standard. However, a 6-speed automatic is available as an option for both. The entry-level diesel as standard comes with front-wheel drive, but there's an option to go 4-wheel drive, whilst the more powerful diesel version is standard fit with 4-wheel drive. This 2-litre petrol version comes with a 6-speed manual gearbox. It develops 163 brake horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to get it from standstill to 62 miles an hour in 10.4 seconds. On an official combined cycle, it'll return 44.1 miles per gallon, whilst it emits 149 grams per kilometre of CO2. Max torque arrives at an unfashionably high 4,000 revs. Everyone else seems to be targeting really low max torque so you can pick up off the line quicker, whereas max power peaks out at 6,000, and that really shows how much you've got to push this engine to get the best out of it. It's not quick though, it takes a long time to get going. You put it into the gear that you think it needs, revs spin up, sink your right foot, and it takes quite a long time for it to pick up. In here we're pulling out of 30 mile an hour zone, dropped it into third, 3,000 revs, and that's 60. It's not particularly impressive, but it got the job done. This has got a delightful gearbox. It's 6 speeds and it just clunks into gear. It's got quite a short throw and it's lovely to just sort of flick through with your fingers. There's also a very light clutch with it. Even though this is the sport version with the 19-inch alloy wheels, it's very supple in its ride. It's very comfortable and just gets on with the job. You don't really notice that you're on a bumpy road or a smooth road. It just deals with it well. Chuck this into a bend and it behaves really well. It feels super light. In fact, it feels no different really to a Mazda 3. However, going too hot and there's a secondary body lean that kicks in and the front wheels give up a little bit, so you start to understeer a little towards the hedge. The steering's got a light feel to it and feels super consistent and particularly silky. It feels a precision tool that you could just operate it with a finger and it would go exactly where you want it to. You can then push on and it sticks to the line you've chosen very impressively. The steering's less impressive, however, when you are giving it some round the corner and starts to feel a little bit inconsistent. That might be more to do with the damp roads and it just losing some traction. And speaking about traction, pulling away from a wet, damp junction, it does easily spin up the front wheels. The engine's impressively refined, it's quiet and there's no vibration coming through. On a soaking wet day as it is today, I can hear the splashes of the puddles, but I haven't really noticed much wind or road noise. Even in the lowest seating position, I feel pretty high up with a good view out. These pillars to the front are quite thick, the middle pillars aren't too bad at all, and the rear pillars are quite thick, but there's a little quarter window in there to help out. The instrument binnacle consists of 3 cowls, one for your revs, one for your speed, and one with your trip computer and fuel gauge. It's actually very neat and tidy with a nice white lighting to it. And the head-up display on this model is really crisp and super easy to read. The infotainment screen is controlled by this rotary dial and shortcut buttons between the seats. However, it isn't touchscreen, so you'll have to make sure your fingers are well versed to its settings. The map itself is pretty simple and clear, and the zoom in and out is very quick. And again, the layout of this system is very typical with recent Mazdas. Overall, the CX-5's got a really wide breadth of talent. It's got a really comfortable ride, it's sporty to drive, and the engine's super smooth and refined on the move, even if it's a little bit slow off the mark. Check out our review on the website, do subscribe to our YouTube channel for free, and let us know in the comment section below what you think of the all-new CX-5.